In the last class we were discussing about the long run supply curve, how the long run supply curve is going to be derived under perfect computation, right? So today we will discuss some of the economical words which come in the perfect computation. So here we start with firstly shutdown point, normal profit point, super normal profit point, and fourth one, that is break even point. After completion of this, let us move towards to the determinants of supply curve. Well, so let us go with the first one, that is shutdown point. Shutdown point. What do you mean by shutdown point? In the name itself, we are going to say shut down. Shut down, which means close. That is a point where the business is going to close, where the business is going to stop its operation. Then what is the meaning still if you write in economically? That is what? A point where marginal cost curve, that is MC curve, cuts the average variable cost curve, ABC curve, at its minimum point, minimum below this point called, below this is called shutdown point. Below this point is called shutdown point, which means here you can see the point where marginal cost curve, MC curve, cuts the average variable cost curve. So here this MC may be short-run marginal cost curve, which cuts the short-run average variable cost curve in the short run, and the long-run marginal cost curve, which cuts the long-run average variable cost curve in the long run. And below that particular point, you may have already seen, that is what I can just show you here. This is y and y axis in this case. Right? So here you just see, this is the average variable cost curve, and this is average cost curve, and this is going to be marginal cost curve. Well, so this marginal cost curve is intersecting or cutting the minimum point of average variable cost curve. Below this point, whatever this area is there, this area is going to consider as shutdown area, shutdown point. Where in this shutdown point, no business operations can be taken place. If these are going to operate or these are going to carry on their activities in the shutdown point, surely all the firms who are running their business in the shutdown area are going to incur loss. So this is the main thing. That is why no business operations are going to start their activities or they continue their activities in the shutdown area. Hope you clear? So this is what? The point below that where the marginal cost curve cuts the average variable cost curve, and below to that point is going to call as, below the minimum point of the average variable cost curve, that is going to call as, that is shutdown point. Well, okay. So coming to the next one, that is normal profit point. Normal profit point. The another one is normal profit. So normal profit, it means here in this case the profit which is earned by the business at least to meet the minimum cost in the organization. So this is how we are going to say the profit which is earned by business at least to meet the minimum cost is called normal profit, which means the firm or the business which are earning the profit at the different level of quantity sold in the market, the firms are going to earn different profits. But here, this is a normal profit where it has been earned by the seller or the firm, that is how to meet the minimum cost. Minimum cost, which means whatever the revenue earned by the firm is exactly equals to the cost incurred in that firm. So say for example, if TR and TC both are equal, which means TR minus TC is equals to 0, then it is called normal profit point. Which means if the total revenue, total cost are one and the same, where both are going to equal, then it is going to call as what? Normal profit point. Means TR minus TC, if the result is going to come 0, then it is called as what? That is what? Normal profit point. Well, so here we are going to say that the profit which is earned by the seller, which is at least to meet the minimum cost in the firm, and that is what we say, whatever the revenue earned by the seller, if it equals to the cost, total cost, then it is called normal profit point. Well, come to the next one, supernormal profit. Supernormal profit. The third one here we are going to discuss supernormal profit. Supernormal. So normal profit we know that TR minus TC is equal to 0. That is what normal profit. But here supernormal. Supernormal, which means over and above of normal profit. Over and above normal profit, that is called supernormal profit. Supernormal profit. See, over and above normal profit itself is the supernormal profit. So that means that revenue which is earned by the seller is going to be greater than the total cost. Means if the total revenue is going to exceed the total cost, or the total revenue is going to be greater than the total cost, then we are going to call it as a supernormal profit. Hope you clear? So this is how we call supernormal profit. Well, come to the last one here, the economical word that we have to discuss, that is break-even point. Break-even point. Well, that is break-even point. What is this break-even point? Again, you can see that break means which we have to divide. Even means equal, which means this is a point where it breaks into two equal parts, which means total revenue and total cost are going to be broke into two equal parts, which means whatever the total revenue will be there, and that is going to be equal or even to the total cost. It is a point where it breaks the total revenue, total cost into two equal. So for example, if the total revenue is 100 crore, the same total cost is also going to be 100 crore, which means both total revenue, total cost are going to be one and the same, and that is what we are going to call break-even point. Sometimes you may get confusion in between normal profit point and the break-even point. So normal profit point is just the revenue which is earned by the firm is to cover the minimum cost. Minimum cost, sometimes the revenue what it is going to earn there, it is going to equal the average variable cost curve. Average variable cost. Sometimes it may also exclude the fixed cost. Okay, and that is what we are going to call normal profit. But here in case of break-even point, it will 100% it covers the total cost, including total fixed cost as well as average variable cost. Okay, so that is what here break-even point is a point. The point where both TR and TC are equal or even. See, equal or even, both are the same. So equal, then it is called BEP, short, we are going to write break even point as a BEP. Well, so these are the some of economical words where we are going to see under perfect computation. Well, so after this, let us move to the next important topic, the determinants of supply curve. Yes, here we go with the determinants. Determinants of supply curve. So one by one we discuss here. Firstly, as we already discussed, supply function, where we have seen one side determinants of supply, other side the quantity supply. So in that the main influencing factor was the input prices. Input prices means input prices are the prices of the raw material. If the prices of raw material is going to increase, then the cost is also increases. During that time, we are going to purchase less of these inputs. If you are going to purchase less of the inputs, then your production is going to be less. If you produce less, then what you do? You sell less. And that is why if increase in the input prices leads to quantity supply to decrease. And the same way, if input prices is going to decrease, quantity supply is going to increase, and this is why the supply curve is going to changes along with the change in the input prices. Okay, don't get confusion with related to the price of the commodity. That is what the price where we are going to sell in the market. Not of that we are discussing here. We are just saying that input prices, which means the prices of the raw material. If that is going to change, and the supply quantity supply is also going to change here. So that is what you see in the first case, as the price of these raw material is going to increase, the quantity supply is going to decrease. During that time period, the supply curve is going to shift left side. The supply curve shifts towards to the left side due to decrease in the quantity supply. And the same way, at the movement point of view, if we look at into this, the supply curve moves downward from right to left. So this is how it moves downward in case of the first situation. What is the first situation? The price of input increases and the quantity supply decreases. And this is how, if this is a case, the supply curve shifts left side and the supply curve moves downward from right to left. Coming to the second situation, if the price decreases, quantity supply increases, then that is how the supply curve now shifts towards to the right side due to increase in the quantity supply. In the same way, the supply curve is going to move upward. As the supply increases, the quantity supply increases, so that the supply curve is going to move upside. Right? So this is how it is going to happen in case of input prices. Well, is that clear? Very good. Coming to the second one, that is technology. So the second one is technology. So what kind of technology that the seller is following? Whether is he following old technology, whether he is following updated or new modern technology, and that is to be considered. If it is new technology, if they are following new technology, they can produce more, they can, and the cost is going to be reduced, and as they produce more, they can sell more. New technology, quantity supply is going to increase. If quantity supply is going to increase, then the supply curve shifts right side and it moves upward from left to right. Okay, so this is one. And coming to the old technology, if they are using old technology, then quantity supply is going to decrease. As the quantity supply decreases, then the supply curve shifts left side and the supply curve moves downward. Okay, if the quantity supply increases, then it moves upside and shift right side, and quantity supply decreases, it shifts left side and moves downward. Okay, so this is about the technology. What kind of technology they are using, and that decides whether supply curve moving upward or downward or right side or else to the left side. Okay, so this is the other if the government is levying heavy tax, or if the government is putting more of the taxes, then what is going to happen? If the seller has to pay more taxes, then automatically himself is going to demotivate and tries to sell less in the market. So as the tax is going to increase, he demotivates himself and he sells less in the market. As he sells in the less in the market, then the supply curve shift left side and the supply curve moves down. Okay, so when supply curve decreases or the quantity supply decreases, during that time supply curve shift left side and supply curve moves downward. This is related to tax. And the same way, if the tax is going to decrease, in the tax policy any measures have been brought by the government and the tax rate is going to decrease on the goods where the seller is going to sell in the market, then if the tax is going to decrease, quantity supply is going to increase. If quantity supply is going to increase, then automatically the supply curve shift right side and the supply curve increases or moves upside. Well, so this is about the determinants of supply, that is tax policy. Well, after this, if I go for the next one, that is government policies. Government policies. So, if the government policies are rigid, which means difficult, so while in case of selling or related to customs or maybe related to excise or related to taking the permission of selling these goods and all, if any government policies are rigid or difficult, during that time again the seller is going to demotivate himself and he tries to not to sell more in the market. So as these rigid, so if the government policies are rigid, then quantity supply decreases. Again same, what is going to happen now? So quantity supply, the supply curve shift left side and it moves down. Well, if these are liberal, means government policy is liberal, free, no difficulties, then quantity supply is going to increase, then the supply curve shift right side and increases, that is supply curve moves upside. Well, so this is the government policy. Whether the government policies are rigid or liberal, that depends how to the supply curve is has to move or shift. Okay, this is one. And coming to the next one, that is the goals of the firm. What are the goals of the firm related to selling of the commodity? Whether the goal is to earn the profit in the present situation or whether the goal is to earn profit in the future situation. That we cannot say here. Why? Because that all depends on that is what the objective of the firm. Some firms are going to decide, let us earn the profit as much as possible in the present situation. Some may assume themselves that no, if we sell today, we may earn the profit, but not as much as we can earn in the future. So that is also one of the other objection. That's what the objective or the goal of the firms, whether to earn profit today or to earn tomorrow, and that decides whether to sell more or less in the present situation or in the future situation. So, if the goal of the firm decides whether to sell more or less today. So, this is how it also affects on the quantity supply. So, if this is how earning profit today or profit presently, if you want to earn profit presently or today only, I mean at the present situation, then the supply is going to increase, supply curve shift right side and the supply curve moves upside. What is the goal here? The goal is to earn the profit in the present situation, not in the future. Whatever profit we are going to earn, let us earn today itself. If that is the goal, they try to maximize their sales. They try to sell more in the market. Then automatically the supply curve shift right side and moves upward. And if they plan to earn profit in the future, they want to earn, their goal is what now? Their goal is that to earn the profit in the future, not in the present year. This is present and this is in the future. If they want to earn in the future, then they have to sell less in the market today. So then what is going to happen here? The supply curve shifts left side and it moves downward. Well, so this is all about how that goal has been set by the firm, and that decides whether supply curve moves upside or downside or left to right. Okay, this is our another determinant. Well, coming to the next one, sixth one, climate condition. Climate condition. So what kind of climate do we have? Whether favorable situation or unfavorable, or what kind of condition do we have here? If it is favorable, for example, that is what the demand for the commodities in the market is more, automatically we have to supply more, right? So take for example ice cream. This is one example I am taking. So for ice cream, there is a favorable situation in the summer time. In the summer time. So during the same summer time, the quantity supply is going to increase. So this is what we are going to call is the favorable situation. So this makes this favorable climate condition makes the supply curve to shift right side and the supply curve to move upward. Okay. So this is how whether the climate condition is favorable or unfavorable. So if it is unfavorable, when it is going to be unfavorable? In case of that is what winter season. In winter season, the climate condition is unfavorable for the ice cream manufacturing company. So during that time, what is going to happen here? Quantity supply automatically decreases, and that makes the supply curve to shift left side and the supply curve moves downward. Right? So this is how we are going to see whether the climate condition is favorable or unfavorable, and that is going to be decided. Well, so this is one thing. And other one we can just say, seventh one, nature of the market. Nature of the market. What kind of market that it is there? Whether it is perfect competition or imperfect competition. Just see if it is perfect competition. So what is going to happen here? If this is a perfect competition, no seller or buyer are going to change the price. Means they are not going to influence on the price. So if they are not going to influence on the price, then what they have to do? They have to sell their commodity on the ongoing market price, and those what they are selling in the market, that all are homogeneous commodity. But if this is the case, then perfect competition is there, then this automatically the supply is going to decrease. Why? Because they are not influencing on the price. Then what is going to happen here? The supply comes to left side. Okay, let's shift left side and moves downward. If it is imperfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic, oligopoly, and so many of other competitions are there, then they can influence on the price. They can sell more due to increase or decrease in the price. So then what is going to happen here? The supply curve shift right side and it moves upside. Okay, so this is what it depends on the nature of the market, whether it is perfect competition or imperfect competition. That decides again how to the supply curve has to move, that is upward or downward, left to right. Well, so these are some of the determinants. And lastly, one more I can add, very important determinant, that is price, or else you can just say market price. Market price. Usually, don't get confusion with these. Sorry. Input prices and market prices are different. Input prices are the prices of raw material, where market prices are the prices of the goods that we are going to sell in the market. The goods that you are going to sell in the market, at what price you are going to sell? From the viewpoint of the seller always expect to sell more commodity when the price is more in the market. So, if price increases, quantity supply is going to increase. We already understood in the last supply, right? So, all sellers always try to sell more when the price is going to increase. Then quantity supply curve shift right side and increases upward. Okay, so this is how it moves upward. If the price is less in the market, if the price is less, during that time these quantity supply is going to be less. Then the supply curve shift right left side and it moves downward. Okay, so this is about the market price, and this depends on the nature or the behavior of the seller. So seller has to decide himself whether to sell more or less by considering the market price. So if the price is more, he sells more, he motivates himself to sell more to earn more profit. So the supply cost shift right side and moves upward. And the same way, if the price in the market is less, then quantity supply automatically decreases. changes. If it decreases, supply curve shift left side and moves downward. Okay, so like this, these all are the important determinants of supply curve, and due to the change in these determinants, the supply curve also changes. And these are some of important topics that we have decided to discuss, and we have done it. Well, I hope you have got all these things very clearly, right? So let us see other topics in the next class. Until, stay at home, be safe. Thank you so much.